as of this week, you've got a new book out, co-authored with Susan Osborne, so we don't want to leave Susan out.
Absolutely.
She's in a classroom today, which is why she can't be with us.
That's right. She's in Culver City High School.
There you go. And the book is Teaching Pre-Employment Skills to 14 to 17-year-olds, the Autism Works Now method. So love this book. In fact, if you crack it open, you will see that I have a blurb here that the first word I said was brilliant, because that's what I mean. This is something, and the foreword is by Temple Grandin. One of the first quotes that you'll see about the book is from Dr. Doreen Grampiche. I mean, come on. This is pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
and this is
so proud of this book. So proud of this book.
Tell people about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell people about it. And this book is designed to replicate the program, just like the Autism Movement Therapy Methods book, which I have here too.
There you go.
I'm also proud of this book.
Absolutely.
We want replication. So what we're looking for is people to take this book and replicate the program, which is an 8-month program, once a week session, and we're going to talk more about it, I think, later on in the session. But it's a 2-hour, once a week session, and in the book, at the back of the book, all the worksheets that align with each week are in the book. And you can also download them. So you can download them as a worksheet week by week. So we really tried to make it friendly for educators, for organizations that want to adopt a work program. We've done it for you. You don't have to recreate the wheel. It's right here for you.
It's the keys to the kingdom. So often we feature things on the show, and we've had you before on the show talking about Autism Works Now, and you've had a class, and people come to the class, the weekly class, and they get to do amazing things. And we've even had your class on the show.
Yes, that was great.
Really exciting. And people will write in and say that sometimes it feels like a tease, like there's so much going on in Los Angeles, but they're in Hoboken, or they're in Topeka, and they go, what is there for me?
Yes.
And we always talk about the power of one, and that one person can make a huge difference, right? And what Joanne has done for you is, with the power of one, because two of you sat down and put everything that you had together, and they've given you the power of one. So if you buy the book, you can make this happen where you are.
That's right. And this community needs to be working. This community needs to work with respect and dignity. And I think we've come a long way. As you know, this book started with Temple Grandin and Friends, Autism Works Now, here in Los Angeles in 2015. And Temple was our kickoff. We started a movement for employers to embrace the idea of employing individuals on the autism spectrum. And I think in 2.5 years, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of progress in 2.5 years.
Absolutely. And I think for those of you who are watching who are like, 14, my kid just turned 14, and there's a little bit of a skid that happens at 14 that you go, whoa! Because, the ITP process, if you're lucky, starts. And you need to bring it up. And Joanne is a big expert and has a big proponent for bringing it up, and we've done shows with you before. You can Google Joanne Lara autism-live, and you'll see we've done extensive things about the ITP process.
That's right.
But you said something the last time you were on the show that has really shifted my thinking. And not only for my son, but for everybody. And at one point you said everybody in our community needs and deserves a job. And I was like, well, I meet parents all the time who are like, oh no, my child's not going to be able to work.
That's right.
My child's not going to be able to. And you said, no, everybody. And I've really had to take that and roll it over and go, okay, I respect Joanne so much, but I don't know. And everywhere I've gone, I've taken that little nugget with me and kind of like held it up to the circumstance and said, well, now wait a second. Would this person really benefit from working? And I keep finding that you're right. And
you're going to make me cry, because You know, the model, and I've talked about this extensively, right now is school to couch.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that. You know, we think back into the 50s and the 60s, the way that we looked at employment and disabilities, because I think it's important to do that, and so we can mark where we are. And still some people have that old idea of, when you say, oh, employment for individuals with disabilities, don't they go somewhere and stuff envelopes? I mean, that is a reality.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be further from that, except for sheltered workshops. And as you know, there are sheltered workshops still. California happens to be one of the biggest, and I like to call it, offenders of sheltered workshops, because they can pay sub-minimum wage.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you know, I was part of Hillary Clinton's Disability Employment Task Force team. That was one of Hillary's talking points, getting rid of sheltered workshops. And it looks like this, if you don't mind. A big room where 250 people are sitting at long benched tables, sorting candy, for example, for Nestle's. And that looks like Valentine candy, Halloween candy, Christmas candy, holiday Easter candy, and being sent back to Nestle's. The issue is it's for $5 a day, and that's on a good day. So this is not the kind of employment we're looking for. We're looking for meaningful employment, looking for assessing the individual, which is what we do with Autism Works Now. We start with an assessment, a formal assessment, not just a, what do you think you want to do with the rest of your life,
right.
Which does happen in a school system, I'm sad to say, in IEP meetings, because I've been in those IEP meetings.
Yes.
We want formal assessment tools used. We want to know where the skill set lies, and how, once we know where the skill set lies, how are we going to serve the individual with the skill set?
But I think it all comes down to, in the end, empowering our community, right? Which means empowering individuals who are on the spectrum. It means empowering their parents. It means empowering teachers. And that's really what this book does, is that it puts the tools, you don't, as you said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It puts the tools right here in your hand, and it gives you things to do today to help you to get your child ready. And it does not matter. There are things in here that will help you if your child is someone that you did not previously think was going to be able to work. Let's be honest about that. Let's expand your mind for that. But also for those of us who are on the other side of the thing, where I have every expectation that my child will work, but Joanne is because Joanne sits there and says, well, yeah, don't just ride that to the bank, Shannon. There's stuff that you need to be doing, or you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt when he goes to the first job and he isn't able to complete the tasks and get along with everybody, and there are complaints, and he gets sent home, and then you have to have him apply for the second job. And we have seen that. Like, that's a reality. So we all need to be going through our paces. It's like anything else in life that we would be getting ready for.
That's right.
But we just didn't have the book on how to do it before. And now, as of today, you have it. So now tell us, Joanne, this is put out by Jessica Kingsley. And where can we get it?
On the autismworksnow.org website, and also on the autismmovementtherapy.org website in the store. You can also get it at Jessica Kingsley's, but better to buy it from our nonprofit.
Yes.
So.
And can you also get it on Amazon yet?
Yeah, I think Amazon. Is there something called Amazon Prime? Because I saw somebody put that up.
Yes.
Okay, so Amazon Prime, and there were like 3 other locations. Jessica does a pretty good job of getting it out there.
Yeah.
You can also get it on ebooks.
Right? There we go.
So you can read it on your tablet.